Oh my god, I am literally shaking right now. I cannot even type this fast enough because my hands are trembling and I think I might have just stopped breathing for a solid 5 minutes. Okay, so you know how I was supposed to be doing laundry last night? Yeah, that didn't happen. The laundry is still in the hamper because I made the mistake, the absolute best mistake of my life, of turning on the TV and catching the start of Today's The Bold and the Beautiful, and let me tell you, I have never, and I mean never, seen a scene like this in my entire life. I am screaming. I'm actually screaming at my television screen like a maniac, and my neighbors probably think I'm being murdered, but I don't even care, because Electra Forster just delivered the most iconic, savage, jaw-dropping takedown in the history of this show. Okay, let me back up. Let me try to calm down and explain this to you because you need to understand the gravity of the situation. So we are in Eric's living room, right? The Forster mansion? The place where literally every dramatic thing in the world happens? The portrait of Stephanie is probably looking down and judging everyone as usual. The vibe was already weird because Electra called this family meeting out of nowhere. And usually Electra is so sweet, right? She's the nice one. She's the one who tries to keep the peace. But today? Oh no. Today she woke up and chose violence. I was literally eating a taco when the scene started, and I think a piece of lettuce fell out of my mouth because I was gaping at the screen. So everyone is there. The whole crew, and Electra is standing there looking like she is about to burn the entire house down with her eyes alone. She isn't crying. She isn't shouting yet. She's just icy, terrifyingly calm. And then she just drops the bomb. She turns to Ivy, who, by the way, has been walking around like she owns the place lately, which is so annoying, and she just exposes her, completely rips the mask off. Electra reveals that Ivy, her own aunt, literally made up the entire story about Will cheating. Wait, did I tell you about the cheating thing? I can't remember if I texted you about that last week because I was so mad about it I might have blocked it out. Okay, so quick recap because my brain is frying. Ivy had convinced everyone, or at least tried to convince everyone that Will was cheating. She spun this whole web of lies to make it look like Will was unfaithful, and the whole point of this twisted little game was to force Dylan to leave town. Which is sick, by the way. Like, actually unhinged behavior. Ivy literally concocted a fake cheating scandal just to manipulate Dylan into packing her bags and getting out of Los Angeles. So back to the living room, Electra looks Ivy dead in the eye, and I swear the camera zoomed in so slow it was agonizing, and she says, "I know what you did." I gasped, loudly. Electra lays it all out. She tells the entire family that Ivy lied, that there was no affair, that Will didn't do anything, that it was all Ivy, manipulating people like chess pieces because she's obsessed with controlling everyone's lives. And the way Electra said it, it wasn't like a question. It was a verdict. She had the receipts. She knew everything. And then, okay, hold on, I need a sip of water because my throat is dry from yelling. Then comes the part that literally made me fall off my couch.
Electra doesn't just stop at exposing the lie. Oh no. She goes full scorched earth. She looks at Ivy and gives her an ultimatum, a literal deadline. She says, "You have 24 hours to leave Los Angeles." 24 hours. She told her own aunt to get out of the city, or she is going to the police. Well, not the police exactly, but she said she would file for a restraining order. She threatened to hit Ivy with harassment charges and invasion of privacy charges. She used legal terms. She was like, "I will end you legally if you are not gone by this time tomorrow." I am not joking. I am dead serious. Electra, the girl who usually just wants everyone to get along, basically told Ivy that she is a toxic waste dump and she needs to be removed for the safety of the general public. She said, and I'm paraphrasing, but this was the vibe, that Ivy's presence in Los Angeles brings nothing but toxicity. She called her toxic to her face in front of the whole family. And the best part, the absolute chef's kiss moment. Electra says, "I will not let anyone, not even family, destroy my relationship with Will again." The power, the absolute power of that statement. I literally got goosebumps. I'm looking at my arm right now, and the hair is standing up. Because for so long, Ivy has been meddling and interfering and acting like she knows what's best for everyone, and finally, someone stood up and said, "Enough." But wait, I haven't even gotten to the craziest part. You would think, right? You would think that in a room full of foresters, someone would jump in Someone would be like, "Now, Electra, calm down, that's your aunt, let's talk about this." Silence. Dead silence. The camera panned around the room, that dramatic panning shot they do where they show everyone's reaction face and nobody said a word. Eric silent. Everyone else just staring. It was like they were all collectively realizing that Electra was right. They were all just watching Ivy get destroyed and nobody moved a muscle to help her. And Ivy's face... Oh my god, you have to see it. She looked like she had been slapped. She was completely stunned. Her jaw was practically on the floor. I think she genuinely believed she was untouchable. She thought she could just lie about Will ruin Dylan's life, manipulate Electra, and get away with it because family... But Electra just shattered that delusion in 5 minutes flat. I was literally clapping. I was sitting in my living room clapping my hands like a seal. My cat got scared and ran under the sofa, but I didn't even care because Ivy deserved this so bad. Do you remember when Ivy first came back and was acting all superior and how she treated Dylan? I knew she was up to something shady, but I didn't think she would go this low. Lying about infidelity. That is a career-ending move in this family. You don't mess with people's relationships like that, especially not when Will and Electra have been trying so hard to make it work. And can we talk about Dylan for a second? Poor Dylan. She was forced to leave town because of this lie. She probably thinks everyone hates her or that she caused all this drama and she was just a pawn in Ivy's sick little game. I hope Electra calls her immediately. Actually, I hope Electra drives to wherever Dylan went and brings her back in a limo just to spite Ivy. I'm honestly just so proud of Electra. This is character development. This is growth. A year ago, she might have cried and run away, but now she's standing her ground. She's protecting her man. She's protecting her peace. She is literally filing legal paperwork to get her toxic family members out of her zip code. We have no choice but to stand. But seriously, what is Ivy going to do? 24 hours is not a lot of time. Is she going to pack? Is she going to try to talk her way out of it? I feel like she's going to try one last Hail Mary manipulation tactic. Because she's Ivy and she can't help herself but looking at Electra's face. I don't think it's going to work. Electra looked done. She looked like she had absolutely zero spoons left for Ivy's nonsense. I'm predicting it now. Ivy is going to refuse to leave. Electra is going to actually call the cops. And we are going to get a scene of Ivy being escorted out of Forrester Creations in handcuffs. Or maybe not handcuffs, but security escorting her out while she screams about loyalty. It's going to be amazing. I really need to know where Will was during this whole speech, though. I mean, he was there, but the camera was so focused on the Electra-Ivy stare-down that I barely saw him. He better have been looking at Electra with hard eyes because she just defended his honor in front of the entire dynasty. If he doesn't propose to her after this, what is he even doing? Man, I'm still reeling. I was supposed to go to the gym tonight, too. That's definitely not happening. I need to sit here and process this. I need to scroll through Twitter and see if everyone else is losing their minds, because if I'm the only one freaking out about this, I might need to be institutionalized. The way Electra said, harassment and invasion of privacy, she sounded like a lawyer. She sounded like she had rehearsed this in the mirror. Or maybe she just snapped. You know, when you push a nice person too far and they just explode, that's what this was. It was the explosion we've been waiting for. I feel like this changes everything. With Ivy gone, if she actually leaves, Dylan can come back. Will and Electra can finally breathe. But knowing this show, Ivy isn't going to go quietly. She's going to sabotage something on her way out. She's going to spill some other secret or break something or, I don't know, steal a design. No, that's too petty. She's going to do something emotional. She's going to try to turn Eric against Electra. But did you see Eric's face? He looked disappointed. Not in Electra, but in Ivy. That's the worst, right? When the patriarch looks disappointed in you. That cuts deeper than anger. Ivy is toast. She's burnt toast. I can't believe I almost missed this episode. I would have been so mad if I had to read about this in a recap. Seeing it live was a spiritual experience. Okay, I need to go find my other sock. I kicked it off in excitement at some point during the monologue. But seriously, mark my words, this is the beginning of a new era. The Electra era? She is the matriarch now. I don't make the rules. She commanded that room. I'm going to rewatch the scene. I recorded it. I need to see Ivy's face crumble one more time. It was just too delicious. Also, side note, Electra's outfit was on point. She was wearing this blazer that just screamed CEO of not taking your crap. I need to find out where it's from. Probably something I can't afford, but a girl can dream. Anyway, I'll text you later if anything else happens, or if I have a heart attack from the adrenaline. But seriously, Ivy Forrester. Exposed. Finally, justice is served, and it tastes like sweet, sweet victory. Okay, I'm going to rewatch it now. Bye. Wait, I forgot to mention one tiny detail that I just remembered. When Electra was listing the charges, she would file harassment, invasion of privacy. She also mentioned something about emotional distress. I think she literally said, "You have caused me and Will enough emotional distress to last a lifetime." Like, yes, girl. Validate your trauma. Put a label on it. I love that for her. She is not repressing her feelings anymore. She is itemizing them and serving them to her aunt on a silver platter of get out. It's just the audacity of Ivy. To think she could come back to LA and just play God with people's lives? And to use infidelity as the weapon. That's so lazy, Ivy. Get a new playbook. We've seen the fake cheating plot a million times. But the way it backfired, chef's kiss. I wonder if Dylan knows yet. Does Dylan know that Electra is fighting for her? I hope someone is live streaming this to Dylan. Imagine being Dylan sitting in some motel or wherever she went thinking your life is over. And then you find out that Electra Forrester just nuked her own aunt to clear your name. That's true friendship. Or true. Whatever they are. I honestly can't keep track of the relationship dynamics sometimes, but I know that Electra is a real one. I really hope the next episode picks up exactly where this left off. I don't want a time jump. I want to see the next 24 hours play out in real time. I want to see Ivy packing. I want to see her throwing shoes into a suitcase and crying. Does that mean I don't care? She messed with the wrong